As you heard before, we was on a path to success, and we already dealt with persistence and high self-esteem. But what I was blessed with to speak about tonight was passion.
Amen.
And I feel it's an honor to talk about this because, unlike my brother that stated he's lazy, I often feel that I do have a lot of passion inside of me.
Amen.
And it drives me to be up right in front of you today.
Amen.
So I'm going to start with, no, absolutely not. This is my notes are. Thank you. Start with the meaning of passion. I'm going to deal with this in a variety of ways. So just pray for me. Passion is any powerful or compelling emotion or feeling, a strong feeling or desire, enthusiasm or desire for anything, an outburst of strong emotion. And that's exactly why we're all here today, because we have a certain strong emotion to be here. If I take it into, like others put it, in a relationship, the thing that people mostly have a problem with is how can we keep up the passion? Okay? How do we keep up that fire or that feeling or that emotion or that desire? But that's something that you got to seek that's within. It's nothing that you can look out to. It's something that got to be driven inside of you. It's something that, now forgive me, I'm getting excited. It's something that's not tangible. You have to pray for this. There's a certain passion that don't come from natural forces. It's a certain feeling that you get to make you want to do something, to make you want to hold on, to feel like something is worth it. And that's what passion is. And that's how I feel when I think about the word passion. As far as like relationships, and people seek doctors and love specialists and things of that nature. But what few people find is that when you communicate and you establish that relationship, the passion is always there. I feel like when you lack that communication, that certain type of intimate relationship, the passion is lost. The connection is lost, and you will never find it again until you go back on that road where you can communicate and find that driving force within you that will make you keep pushing to see that something is worth having. And that's how I'm going to deal with it in the relationship aspect. And we had a bunch of characters in the Bible that we can go on and on about passion, but I want to deal with this definition. Passion is derived from the Latin word pati, which means suffer. And it comes from the word passion. It stems from passive, which means capable of suffering. And what I feel that passion is, in order for something to be worth it, you got to suffer through the turmoil, the dirt, the miry, the muck, to get that goal. And that's how I feel passion is. When you seek passion and you see something that's worth it, you don't mind suffering. Jacob, he saw this woman that he loved. And he had to wait 7 years to get her. And even after being tricked, he worked another 7 years to get her. Because he had this deep passion that she was worth it. And when he was persistent, and he had high self-esteem, he found that he had this passion within him that she was worth it. And that he was willing to work for 14 years until he felt that 2 weeks for him. When he felt that inside passion in him to have him keep going on. So when you don't mind suffering through it, suffering is sweet. Because you have that passion, it don't seem like nothing. Because you know where you're reaching, you know where the goal is, and you know where you're going. So that's where you need to find your passion. Because when you find it, then you reach your goal, and you don't care what's in your way. And one of the main characters I felt, we dealt with David and we dealt with Gideon. But I think the one person that really showed true passion was Jesus. Being in school, I had the liberty of taking a couple courses in the Gospel of Luke, Acts, and John, and we was able to get historic background about the book, about the authors, and about Jesus. And it's all right. You look at him, and we come to church, and this is the person that we thank for daily life of things of that nature. But I dealt with the human side of Jesus. And one thing that I remember that stood out with me was when he was in the garden and he was praying, and he asked that the cup be taken away from him. And when I thought about that, it let me see the human side of Jesus. It's like he didn't want to do it. But the one thing he had was passion. And he saw that the world was worth it. Despite anything that we do, that we still continue to do, he still felt we were worth it. And he had this passion to do what he did. And a lot of people say, and the Bible say, he didn't say not one word, and we go through this, and we go through Easter, and we go through Good Friday, and we go through all these church services, and we never really sit there and think that despite everything we do, everything that we think about doing, everything that's wrong, everything that we're about to do wrong, he still had the passion to die for each and every last one of us.
Come on, Doc.
Yes.
Yeah. He had passion. And
If it ain't Jesus, shut it off.
exactly. And it feels good to know that someone was there to have that much type of passion for you. And that way you can spread it abroad. That's where compassion comes from. When you not only feel for the person, but then you can suffer with them.
Come on.
That my brother Tariq spoke about people putting them down. But compassion shows that even though the people that put you down, when they down, you can pick them up. Because you're no bigger than anybody.
Right.
I'm sure all of us can attest that we were all talked about.
Amen.
To degrees that are pretty much impossible. Like, why is my name in your mouth that much? But those same people that you see that talk about you need a hand also. And it's those people that need a hand the most. Because what they do is that they have low self-esteem. They want to bring you down because of the way they feel it. So in fact, you got to have compassion to bring them up. Because you see where they can end up. And that's what makes you feel good. Passion.
Go ahead.
And lastly, I want to deal with this last emotion, this last definition. I'm sorry.
Come on, Doc.
And it says passion, an intense emotion driving or overmastering feeling or conviction. It is a state or capacity of being acted on by external agents or external forces. And one question is, what force, external, is stronger than God?
Amen. Come on.
It's the passion that he had that have us all sitting here today.
Amen.
And I'll tell you a personal story. When I was still in college, about to graduate in May, thank God. But as a sophomore in junior college, you try to find your own niche outside of the church. My brothers and sisters go, you try to find your own identity. And in school, I used to drink, party, do all this stuff. And oftentimes I think about how empty I felt inside. And it sounds cliche because you can always say that, yeah, I felt empty and this is their longing, but it is a deep longing. And it came to a point where I was at a party and I drank and I did all this stuff, no hangover, but when I came home, I felt this guilt. And I kept telling me I'm tired. I'm just tired of everything. And in the church you'll see people jumping around and having fun, but you don't know what people are going through out there. People can smile, and me personally, I could joke around and make sure everybody else's day good, but people don't really see when I'm by myself. And you have to deal with all those emotions. And one thing that I could take from that definition is that external force. That God that I sing about every time I get a chance. That he had passion. That he had passion and emotion. He had this strong desire, even though I'm in the dirt, that he sees something brighter in me. And I have this deep calling on my life. And then we're going to make that happen because we all have passion. That we're going to do this because no matter what happens, everyone else. So get your